A pleasant morning to you all. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated daily. With this positive quote, we warmly welcome you all to the 18th December episode of Civilspedia's Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by ShankarIASAcademy. And you hope you are all the subscribers of ShankarIASAcademy YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon for receiving on-time notification. And the first topic taken for today's discussion is about the inhalable microplastics in the Indian cities, and it is an emerging air pollutant in the Indian cities. And the second topic is about the sintered rare earth permanent magnets and the rare earth elements. And the third topic is about the waste management innovation practices implemented in the Himalayan cities. And the fourth topic is about the SHANTI Bill of 2025, which is a proposed bill for the nuclear governance in the India. And the fifth topic is Prelims Focus, where we discuss important current affairs from the UPSC Prelims point of view. The recent study finding has revealed that the inhalable microplastics will be the emerging air pollutant in the Indian cities. So with this news background from The Hindu, let's get to know more about the inhalable microplastics and its associated health risks. So the inhalable microplastics will be the emerging air pollutant in the Indian cities found across the major urban areas, and the inhalable microplastics will be identified as the plastic particles under 10 micrometers or 10 microns, and it has been recently identified as the emerging airborne contaminant in the Indian urban areas, which is being added to the conventional criteria pollutants. So what are the conventional criteria pollutants which has been identified earlier? That is particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10 associate, and along with that the carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, ozone and lead. So this will be very important for our UPSC prelims, so kindly note that. And associated with this conventional criteria pollutants, the inhalable microplastics will also be added to this conventional pollutants, and it has been linked to the urban air pollution crisis in the Indian cities because of the major agglomeration of urban areas. And the study finding which reveals the inhalable microplastics has been published in the Environment International Journal. And what are the key study findings that has been identified with respect to the Indian territory? It will be the first comprehensive Indian assessment over the inhalable microplastics. And what is the lead institution which undertook the study was the Indian Institute for Scientific Education and Research based on Kolkata, and the lead researcher who undertook this study was the Professor Gopalakrishna Darba. And what are the cities that covered under this study was majorly focused over the Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. And with respect to these cities, that has been identified by the study that Delhi and Kolkata will be severely affected by this inhalable microplastics because it has the less influence of the oceanic climate or the oceanic weather on that region. And with respect to the Mumbai and Chennai, it is less having the high influence of ocean and the topography will supports the suppressing of this inhalable microplastics over that region. And the sampling height taken in the cities will be around 1.5 meters of height, which is the human breathing zone. And the location the study has been inducted was highly populated urban markets of Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. And the average concentration that has been identified or revealed through the study was around 8.8 micrograms per cubic meter. And the estimated daily inhalation of this inhalable microplastics by the human population will be around 132 micrograms per person. And with respect to the composition and the sources of this inhalable microplastics, the nature will be the identified with the 11 plastic types has been identified with the inhalable microplastics, and the particle size will be distributed around various sizes such as less than 100 microns will be around 56.2% of composition, and 100 to 500 micrograms will be 24.7% of composition, and 500 micrograms or the microns will be 19.1% of composition has been prevailed over the Indian urban areas, and the dominant form of inhalable microplastics will be of fragments of plastic particles and not the filaments. And what are the major sources of this inhalable microplastics? Are packaging materials, tire wear particles, that is the erosion or the denudation of tires, and synthetic textiles, and construction dust will also lead to the expulsion of this inhalable microplastics. Cosmetics and household waste, poor waste management strategies, and the open burning of waste into the atmosphere will also lead to the exclusion of this inhalable microplastics. And why this inhalable microplastics are very dangerous, not only for the environment, it also creates health hazard to the population of India. It can penetrate deep into the lung tissues and bypass the nasal defenses easily, and it also acts as a Trojan horse, which is easily bypassing the defense system of the human body, and carries heavy metals such as lead and cadmium, which causes a great health impact to the humans, and it also affects the endocrine systems using the phthalates. And the microbes also been ingested into the human body, such as Aspergillus fumigatus also been ingested through this inhalable microplastics with the antibiotic resistant genes. And what are the health risks associated with this inhalable microplastics? According to the toxicology which has been identified under the study, it can lead to cancers, that is carcinogenic in nature, and it can disrupt the hormonal balance and also create respiratory illness among the vulnerable population, and who are all the high risk population who are majorly affected or who are greatly impacted by this inhalable microplastics are the traffic police, construction workers, and other menial workers who are heavily dependent on the construction activities will be the high impact population of this inhalable microplastics. And with respect to the governance and environmental regulation, the air quality index currently does not explicitly account for this microplastics to get included, and it is also linked with other issues such as plastic waste management in India, single-use plastic proliferation, and the urban air quality governance. And it also supports the policy to focus over the plastic waste management rules of 2016 to get more comprehensive platform for the inclusion of this inhalable microplastics, and the banning of single-use plastic into the usage, and the source segregation and the circular economy will lead to the gradual decline of the ingestion of inhalable microplastics in the environment, and provides baseline data for the future regulation. So it acts as a early warning mechanism, and this study is an early revelation of inhalable microplastics to get aware of this health hazards. Moving to the prelims practice question with reference to inhalable microplastics, consider the following statements. The first statement: inhalable microplastics are plastic particles smaller than 10 micrometers that can penetrate deep into human lungs. Second statement: recent Indian study shows that coastal cities have higher concentration of inhalable microplastics than inland cities due to higher humidity. Which of the statements given above are correct? As we discussed earlier, the second statement was incorrect because the higher concentration of this inhalable microplastics concentration in the coastal areas is less because of the humidity suppress the microplastics to the ground level, and it will not be ingested in the human body. So the second statement was incorrect and the first statement was correct, and the answer for this question will be option A, one only. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. Recently, our Union Cabinet has approved the scheme for the promotion and manufacturing of sintered rare earth permanent magnets. So with this news background from the Press Information Bureau, let's get to know more about this in detail. So our Union Cabinet has recently approved on 26th November 2025 for the promotion and manufacturing of sintered rare earth permanent magnets along with the integration of the rare earth permanent magnet manufacturing capacity in the Indian environment, and the primary objective is to promote the domestic manufacturing of this permanent magnets within the Indian territory. And moving to the strategic significance, it has been widely used and supporting the critical energy sector or the critical sector which is using the rare earth elements, and it has been also used in the electric mobility of India, specifically in the manufacturing of the electric vehicle motors, and it is also being used in the renewable energy sector in the manufacturing of wind turbine generators, and it has been included in it. And with related to the electronic components and the electronic appliances, it has been used in its manufacturing, and it is very crucial for defense and strategic applications. And what are these rare earth permanent magnets? Before getting to know about the sintered earth, rare earth permanent magnets, we have to note about the rare earth permanent magnets. It is the magnets used, permanent magnets using the rare earth elements. This has been manufactured using this rare earth elements. So this rare earth elements is very important for our UPSC prelims, and it has been frequently asked in UPSC prelims. So we need to note about what are the rare earth elements and the criteria, and the available resources in the Indian territories region also has to be noted, and what are the most commonly found or the most commonly used rare earth permanent magnets are the neodymium iron boron magnets and sometimes the samarium cobalt magnets. So these two are also very important. And what are these sintered rare earth permanent magnet means? It uses using the it produces using the powdered metallurgy in which the rare earth elements got melted out using the different rare earth element alloys, and it has been melted out and made into a thin coarse powder, and it has been aligned in a proper structure for getting the adequate magnetic field on that rare earth element, and it has been pressed and heat treated to achieve the highest magnetic strength to that rare earth element. So by this process only this sintered rare earth permanent magnet has been produced or manufactured. And what are the key properties of this sintered rare earth permanent magnets? It is very high, having very high magnetic strength, and it is having high porosity. With related to its resistance, it is very resistant to the demagnetization effect, that is causing the demagnetization effect can be easily affect the other type of permanent magnets, but it is very resistive to that demagnetization effect, such as breaking or heating. The such magnets will eventually lead to the loss of magnetism to that element, but it is resistive to that such factors, and it is compact in size with and it is also showing high efficiency with related to its size and the operational efficient. It can be used efficiently in the high performance motors, so that only it can be inducted in the electric vehicle motors as well as the wind turbine motors generators. And what are the major applications of this rare earth sintered rare earth permanent magnets? It has been inducted in the electric vehicle traction motors manufacturing, and it has also been inducted in the renewable energy sector in the wind turbine generators manufacturing, and it has been used in the electronic sector such as manufacturing of hard drive disks, speakers, sensors, etc., and also in the field of defense sector such as missile guidance. It has been inducted in the missile guidance system and the radar systems, and it is also been used in the aerospace manufacturing or the aerospace sector, such as it has been inducted in the precision actuators. So these key properties as well as the major applications are very important for our UPSC prelims, because it can be reflected in the application wise question on the UPSC prelims. So kindly note that. And with respect to the global supply chain of this rare earth element and the sintered rare earth permanent magnets, China dominates the market in the production and manufacturing and as well as the processing of rare earth elements. And related to the neodymium iron boron magnets, permanent magnets, the manufacturing of such magnets also been dominated by the China, and this rare earth permanent magnet has been classified as the strategic and critical material across the globe. And it with related to India's manufacturing capacity as well as the supply chain capacity of this rare earth permanent magnets, it imports majority of its high grade rare earth permanent magnets from other nations, and India has the adequate resource of this rare earth elements, but it has only limited downstream processing system. So this will be the limitation factor with related to the India's production and manufacturing capacity of rare earth elements and this permanent magnets. And this rare earth elements and this permanent magnets are closely aligned with the policy of India's various policy of India, such as the national strategy on critical minerals, production linked incentives ecosystem, specifically focusing over the manufacturing sector and the clean energy transition sector, as well as the defense indigenization of India's ecosystem. Moving to the prelims practice question, there is an UPSC previous year question asked in the year of 2025, and the question is statement 1, some rare earth elements are used in the manufacture of flat televisions, screens and the computer monitors. Statement 2, some rare earth elements have phosphorescent properties. Which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statements? Option A, both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 explains statement 1. Option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct, but statement 2 does not explain statement 1. Option C, statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. Option D, statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. And the answer for this question will be option A, because both the statements are correct and the second statement explains the statement 1 in a correct manner. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article from the Press Information Bureau discusses in detail about the waste management innovation practices that has been implemented and initiated in the Himalayan states of India. So with respect to the waste management in the Himalayan states, it has been considered as the challenging task because of the high altitude hilly terrain and the climatic conditions over there. Apart from that, the Himalayan region also faces unique waste management challenges such as high altitude settlements and the dispersed population settlements across the hilly region, and the fragile ecology it has because of the lower temperature. The degradation process will also be in the lower rate, and it will not be preferable for the degradation of waste materials, and there will be a limited land availability for landfilling and the establishment of the reserve waste management plants over that region, and the seasonal influx or the surge of tourist and pilgrimage over the hilly terrains of Himalayan states will also be a concern for the waste management strategy of that region. And the entire waste management of Himalayan states will be strengthened under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 plan. And what are the focus area of the current Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 plan are the source segregation of the waste and the scientific waste processing methods and the identification of legacy dump sites, and remediation process has to be initiated, and the active participation of citizen as well as institution in the waste management. And under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0 between 2021 to 26, it emphasizes more over the circular economy, plastic waste management of that region, and also the remediation of dump sites has to be identified and to be treated properly. And the first such site in the Himalayan state was the Kedarnath, which initiated the waste management strategies such as digital deposit refund system. And with respect to this digital deposit refund system, it has been introduced in Kedarnath between May 2022, and it has been implemented by the Uttarakhand government with the support of Recycle, which is a startup company. Under this support, the Uttarakhand government has initiated this digital deposit refund system. So this has been applicable to the plastic waste such as the plastic bottles and multi-layered plastics. And what are the key features of this digital deposit refund system? It will be refunding the rupees 10 refundable deposit per item, and it also uses the technology of QR code, that is usage of this unique serialized identification packaging for the refunding mechanism, and it also been involving the technology of vending machines, which is the reverse vending machine at two stations of Kedarnath for the deposit of plastic waste to get the refund amount using the unified payment interface. And what are the key outcomes that has been expected? It has extended to all the Char Dham sites apart from the Kedarnath. It has been introduced to Gangotri, Yamunotri and Badrinath also, and around 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs bottle has been recycled under this digital deposit refund system, and around 66 metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions has been prevented or avoided, and more than 100 plus green jobs has been created under this initiative, and it also closely aligns with the plastic waste management rules of 2016. And with respect to the Jammu Kashmir, which is also in Himalayan state, which has the unique initiatives such as Green Campus Framework. Under this, it will create a Green Campus certification program, which is led by the Housing and Urban Development Department of Jammu and Kashmir, and it covers around 1093 campuses involving 80 urban local bodies and 20 districts of Jammu and Kashmir. And it will be a three-stage process. Initial stage is the identification of such campuses, and the preparation stage will be focuses more over the green initiative, or to make the campuses into a green without the usage of plastic inside the campus. And the third stage will be the final stage, under which the declaration of green campus will be provided with the certificate. And what are the core components of this initiative? First is the source segregation, and the second is the on-site compositing feature that has been included under this framework. And the third stage is more important, that is the reduction in the single-use plastic inside the campus. And the fourth stage is an positive reinforcement initiative of waste to art and green making of green corners. And the third initiative is the Dharamshala, which is also an part of Himalayan states, specific to the region of Himachal Pradesh. The initiative is community and institutional innovation, under which the community participation along with the institution of municipal corporation has initiated in the year of 2021, under which the Clean Business Program and Model Ward Program has been initiated. Under the Clean Business Program, local enterprises or the local establishment will be trained and to get certified for establishing a green institution. And under the Model Ward Program, the community level segregation of waste has to be provided with the certification as well as the awareness to the community people, and a dedicated material recovery facility also has to be established in the regions. And it also has the unique initiative of waste under arrest initiative, and under which this waste processing by the inmates at the district using the correctional homes. So the correctional home people also involving in the waste processing using the waste under arrest initiative. And what are the positive impacts that has been made out under the scheme or the initiative is that the 25% increase in the waste to segregation around that region, and it also led to the reduction of road littering to around 30%, and it also been a key initiative to reduce the landfill waste around 40%, which demonstrates the urban local body led decentralized waste management strategy. The other such region which initiated initiative towards the waste management or the solid waste management or the Leh region of Ladakh, the initiative is technology driven circular economy, which is very important, which integrates the solar power into the solid waste management. And the solar powered solid waste facility has been implemented in the year of 2020, which has been implemented by the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Corporation of Leh, and the capacity of this solar powered solid waste facility will be handling 30 tons of solid waste per day. And what are the recover outputs from that facility will be the compost from the solid waste and also the pavement tiles for future usage, or it has been used as a byproduct from the solid waste that has been processed under this facility, which this model integrates the renewable energy, that is the solar energy, plus the circular economy in addition to the circular economy. So it creates a byproduct which can be easily marketized, and it can be used as a sub-product which is derived from the solid waste management in the high altitude condition. So we can easily quote it as a positive reinforcement strategy with related to solid waste management. The other such region which took initiative towards the solid waste management, or the Bageshwar region of Uttarakhand, on which the women-led self-help group model has been initiated, and the Saki, which is a self-help group under the Autonomous Cooperative Society, took the initiative for the solid waste management between the year of 2017 and 18, and it has been implemented under National Urban Livelihood Mission. And under this method, the door-to-door waste collection will be done by the women of this self-help group in 11 wards, will also lead to the segregation of waste materials easily, and the workforce will be expanded from 18 in the initial stage to the 47 women in the later stage. So it increases the active participation of the self-help group as well as the women community into the waste management plan, and the daily earning will be around 100 of each woman. So it will also incentivize the women to get active participation over the waste management strategy of that region. And what are the key strengths of this initiative? It the manual waste transport, it eases the manual waste transport in the narrow hill pathways of that hilly terrain, and it also increases the awareness over the household on waste segregations like biodegradable, non-biodegradable, dry waste or wet waste. So it will lead to the increase in the awareness of the people of that region, and it also been recognized in the Swachh Sarvekshan initiative, or the Swachh Sarvekshan 2019 campaign by the National Institute for Urban Affairs. So moving to the practice question section, there is an UPSC Prelims previous year question on 2019, and the question is, as per the solid waste management rules of 2016 in India, which one of the following statements is correct? Option A, waste generator has to segregate waste into 5 categories. Option B, the rules are applicable to notified urban local bodies, notified towns, and all industries township only. Option C, the rules provided for exact and elaborate criteria for the identification of sites for landfills and waste processing facilities. Option D, it is mandatory on the part of waste generator that the waste generated in one district cannot be moved to another district. So the answer for this question will be option C, because this rule provides for the exact and elaborate criteria for the identification of the landfill sites and the waste processing facilities. And the second statement, or the option B and option D, are extreme statements, and a deceptive statement related to this question, we can easily eliminate that. And the first statement is also been a deceptive statement, and the answer for this question will be option C. Let's check. Yes. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article from The Hindu discusses about the recently proposed SHANTI Bill of 2025 on India's nuclear governance. So recently our Union Government of India has introduced or proposed the SHANTI Bill of 2025, that is Sustainable Harnessing and Advancement of Nuclear Energy for Transforming India Bill in the Indian Parliament, and the legislation of this bill seeks to modernize the nuclear governance by repealing the earlier Atomic Energy Act of 1962 and the Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act of 2010, and it will replace this two earlier acts by proposing this Shanti Bill of 2025 on nuclear governance, and the primary objective is to have a unified framework to support the India's goal of reaching 100 gigawatts of electricity to be produced within the Indian environment, within the with the nuclear capacity by the year of 2047, which is also the year of the attainment of Viksit Bharat, or the developed nation, or the developed India status. So what are the key provisions that has been proposed under this bill? Is the end of state monopoly. So it allows the key provision is that it allows the private companies and the joint ventures to participate and build, own and operate civil nuclear facilities for the first time. So it opens the gate for the private companies and the joint ventures to participate in the nuclear administration within the Indian environment. And it has all the other provisions such as the controlled private equity. It permits the private and the foreign entities to take a stake of up to 49% of equity in the shareholding capacity, with government retaining the majority control over the shareholdings. And the push for the small modular reactors also been proposed under this bill. It promotes the small modular reactors because of the decarbonization in the nuclear energy sector, and to have a captive power within the Indian environment, and to have the more grid stability for effective transferring of electricity across the Indian territory, which has been backed by rupees 20,000 crores of nuclear energy mission. And the other provision is that the revised liability regime, which caps the operator liability at rupees 3,000 crores, with the excess liability which has to be borne by the center or the union government. And it also has the provision of limited supplier liability, in which the operator's right of recourse against the suppliers applies only if the contractually specified or in case of intentional damage. So it will be more over the intentional damage other than the contractually specified. And the regulatory framework provisions, or it gives the statutory status to the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, and set up a new commission known as the Nuclear Damage Claims Commission, which oversees the dispute arise over the nuclear administration within the Indian territory for dispute resolution. So what are the strategic targets and models that has been proposed under this bill? Under the target of 2033 goal is to have the operationalize at least 5 indigenous small modular reactors within the India, and the year of 2047 goal is to reach 100 gigawatts of electricity has to be produced, with the total nuclear capacity within the Indian territory, which is up from the current electricity generation through nuclear reactors of 8.8 gigawatts in the year of 2025. And the funding mechanism will be estimated investment of rupees 20 lakhs crores for this mission, and approximately around 225 billion required to achieve with it within 2047. And the operational control was majorly over the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, which typically retains the ownership with related to the nuclear administration and also the operational control, while the private partners also involved in the finance and receive the captive powers in to some extent. And what are the emerging technologies that are under development within the Indian territory? India is focusing on 3 primary indigenous reactors designed to meet these targets. So what are the 3 primary indigenous reactors that India is focusing towards the nuclear power, or the Bharat small reactors, which is proposed to generate 220 megawatts of electricity based on proven pressurized heavy water reactors technology. And the second indigenous reactors are Bharat small modular reactors, which is capable of producing 200 megawatts of electricity by the nuclear reactor, with the usage of a light water reactor design, which is currently in advanced development stage. And the other is the small modular reactors of 55, which is capable of producing 55 megawatts of electricity, which is also a compact light water reactor using light water reactor intended for remote areas and off-grid applications. So it will focus more over the off-grid applications of electric generation. And what are the challenges and governance concerns associated with this proposed bill? The first is the regulatory independence. Despite having the statutory status for the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, it has the continued center influence, and the Atomic Energy Commission of India's influence over the appointments may undermine the autonomy and the public trust, and it will also lead to the questionable in the area of public trust. And the liability concern is playing a huge role and also poses a great challenge for the administration of nuclear capacity, that the operator liability cap that has been recently proposed raises doubts about the adequacy of for the victim compensation or the victim side and the environmental remediation after major accidents. So if any accidents or the calamities happened because of the nuclear energy damage or the nuclear administration, it will focus or it will raise doubt over the victim compensation and the environmental remediation, which has been lacking under this bill. And the supply chain constraint also prevailed over this bill, because the domestic industries also faces limitation in producing the high precision components, because it was a newly emerging platform for the private companies to get participate in the nuclear energy technology. So it needed for a parallel large scale reactors and small modular reactors for efficient functioning. And moving to the mains practice question, the question is, the Shanti Bill seeks to expand private participation in India's nuclear energy sector while retaining state oversight. Critically examine its role in meeting India's nuclear energy goals with reference to liability provisions and regulatory independence. And this will be a 15 more question. We need to answer within 250 words. So please take this question and take the earlier discussion as a format and make notes and answer this question and post the answer in your in the comment section itself. We will evaluate and give the feedback in the comment section itself. Let's move to the prelims focus. And coming to the prelims focus, and the first topic is about the Natya Shastra, a synthesis of theory and practice. And this is an academic program held during the 20th session of UNESCO's Intergovernmental Committee for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage at the Red Fort in New Delhi. And it has been organized by the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts. And the primary aim of conducting this academic program is to deliberate on the Natya Shastra as a living knowledge system that continues to integrate the theory and practices within the India's performing arts tradition. And we need to know more about the Natya Shastra from the UPSC prelims point of view. And the foundational Sanskrit test has been attributed to Bharata Muni with respect to this Natya Shastra, Bharata Muni. And this Natya Shastra has been considered as the fifth Veda because it integrates the elements from all the other four Vedas, such as the words from the Rig Veda and the music from Sama Veda and the gestures from the Yajur Veda and the emotions from the Atharva Veda or Atharvana Veda. So these are all the elements that has been taken from all the other four Vedas by this Natya Shastra, and this Natya Shastra has been included in the UNESCO's Memory of the World Register. And the other text known as the Abhinaya Darpan by the Nandikeshwara. These two are considered as the original source of Bharatanatyam. So these are all the important facts with related to the Natya Shastra from the UPSC point of view. So kindly note that. And moving to the next is the fourth cooperative Mela on 2025. It has been recently inaugurated in the Assam and has been organized by the Cooperation Department of Assam under the Ministry of Cooperation. And the primary aim of conducting this cooperative Mela is to showcase the strength, diversity and the potential of Assam's cooperative movement. And it has its own significance that it aligns with the vision of Shakar Se Samriddhi, which is the prosperity through cooperation, and it also highlights the Ministry of Cooperation's role in building a world-class cooperative system by the year of 2047. That is the vision of India's Viksit Bharat target. And moving to the next is the green hydrogen pilot project that has been initiated at the Chidambaram port or the VOC port in Tuticorin. And the primary objective of this establishment is to develop a green hydrogen or its derivatives bunkering facilities and demonstrate the green fuel usage in the shipping sector. And it also supports the refueling for the vessels on the international as well as domestic routes. And the key outcomes with respect to this establishment of this green hydrogen project, by reducing the carbon dioxide emissions and generating the direct and indirect employment in the generation or the manufacturing of the green fuel and the storage facilities and its allied services. And moving to the prelims practice question, the question is consider the following statements regarding India's national green hydrogen mission. The first statement, the mission aims to make India a global hub for green hydrogen production, usage and export by the year of 2030 with a target of 5 million metric tons annual production capacity. And the second statement, under the mission, the financial incentives are provided only for green hydrogen consumption, while manufacturing of electrolyzers is excluded. Which of the statements given above are correct? So the first statement was correct because it primarily aims for the production of 5 million metric tons of annual production capacity with respect to this green hydrogen fuel production. And the second statement was incorrect because it also includes the manufacturing or the incentivization of the manufacturing of electrolyzers in the green hydrogen production, and there is a specific program that has been integrated with this India's national green hydrogen mission known as SITE. So kindly note that. And with respect to this question, they have asked about the correct statement, and the answer for this question will be option A, one only will be the correct answer. Let's check. Yes. With this, we came to the conclusion of this episode. Hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments and suggestions in the comment section given below, and share the video to your friends. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon for receiving on-time notification. Thank you for watching us. Have a wonderful day.